Any questions, guys, before jumping into the session? Any questions, doubts? Right. So the VM is up and running. Okay. So directly I'll connect to the server. Okay. Through RDP. Okay. So this is my RDP console. I hope the same IP address will be there. I didn't check, but mostly the same IP will be there. If it's not connecting, I'll go and check what is the IP. Okay. So if you got the screen means it is connecting. Okay. So now let's connect to the server. Right. Fine. Okay. In the last class, we discussed about the SQL Server installation. I hope everyone is attended. Okay. So, and even I shared that video also. Already I uploaded that video in our Batch53 videos folder. So you can just check it. Night itself it was uploaded. So you can check it by after maybe 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock it was processed. So you can watch it, guys. Okay. So previous class. And now again, I'm going to show you how to install a second copy. Okay, how to install a second copy. Again, I'll show you so that whatever any things that we missed yesterday or I said like tomorrow we'll discuss those kind of things. So we'll cover those things and then we can proceed, guys. Right? So after that, what I'll do, I'm going to show you what and all services will be created, what and all processes will be created. I mean to say folders, what and all folders will be created once you install the see means what kind of changes will be there in the Windows machine once you install the SQL Server. Okay. So we'll also discuss about the Management Studio. We just installed SQL Server, right? So we have to access the SQL Server, right? So to connect to the SQL Server, we need one tool, right? So that tool is called Management Studio. So we'll also discuss what is Management Studio, how to download it, and how to install it, how to use Management Studio. So all these things we are going to cover, okay, in this session, guys. Okay, chalo. Let me close this. This is the server manager. Now tell me, do I need to install .NET Framework again? I'm going to install second copy of SQL Server now in this machine. So do I need to install again .NET Framework in this machine?
No.
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 So that is a Windows component, machine level component. Okay. It's not a SQL Server feature, right? So that is a Windows component. So once you install .NET Framework in the Windows machine, that is enough. No need to install .NET Framework for every instance. Okay. So we can directly go ahead and we can install the SQL Server. And in the 2022, SQL Server 2022, .NET Framework is not mandatory. No need to install from our side. It's mandatory only, but we don't install. The Windows team don't install. When they install this Windows operating system itself, automatically .NET Framework will be installed in Windows 2022, something like that. So .NET Framework is not mandatory for SQL Server 2022. You can directly go ahead and you can install the SQL Server. Okay. Right. So in the migration concept, I'll show you the installation of 2022. Guys, any version, there will be no big difference in the installations. Major components like feature selections, they'll ask you how to install the SQL Server. These are the major components, guys. Okay. So you will explain, I'll make sure all the prerequisites are there, like a CPU, RAM, memory, storage. Okay. And I'll also make sure .NET Framework is installed and I'll check with them, with the Windows team. Mostly they are going to install .NET Framework. And then I'm going to copy the softwares from the shared path. I told you, right, in the organization we will use shared path. Using shared path only. What happened for Jana? Okay, so yeah. I'm sorry. Another Farjana pinged me. Thank you, Farhana. Right. Okay. So you will tell like make sure the prerequisites are met. So once the prerequisites are met, and then we are going to copy the SQL Server software from the shared location, and then we are going to start installing the SQL Server. We'll open set a file with run as administrator. We'll open set a file with run as administrator. Then we are going to see main components you can explain in the interview. Okay, not the every screen. So we'll choose the features that has to be installed. Okay, like specific features, shared features. Sometimes, very rarely, out of 100 interviewers, maybe one or two people might ask what kind of features you will select. Okay, so generally specific features, from specific features we'll select a database engine, which is very important. Okay, replication and full text search. These are three main specific features that we have to install for every instance. From shared features, four shared features are there: client tools connectivity, client tools backward compatibility, client tools SDK, SQL client connectivity SDK. These are the four shared features that you have to choose, and then you will go to next, and then you will choose whether you need a default instance or named instance. If it is default instance, it will pull the computer name. If it is named instance, you are going to give the name of the instance. And naming specifications, can anyone tell me what are the naming specifications?
Maximum 16 characters.
Starts with alphabet.
Very good.
And also only special characters underscore and dollar.
Dollar and underscore.
Only two special characters are allowed, underscore and dollar. Can I start with underscore batch 53?
No.
Dollar batch
Only starts with
53.
the alphabet only.
Right. Very good. Okay. And then I have to give the name of the instance, and then I have to choose. Okay. If it is named instance, I have to give the name of the instance. If it is default instance, it will pull the computer name. And then we have to give the service accounts details. Okay. Service account is an account which helps to run the service. So I told you, right, the read operations and write operations are performed by which account? The read and write operations are
Service
performed by
account.
which account?
Service account.
Service account.
Service account. Very good. Okay, so service account is very important, guys. So service account will help you to run the service. Each software that you install in Windows machine will have a service account. But while installing any other softwares, generally you install lot of software. You installed Zoom also, right? Before the classes, you installed Zoom also. But did it ask any service account while installing? No. But without service account, is any service is going to run, guys? Not possible. But how? When you install softwares like other softwares, it will directly use the default service accounts. So it don't ask you to enter the service account, okay, again separately. But SQL Server is a priority software, important software. For SQL Server, I am using Windows Server. Not for the sake of Windows Server, I am using SQL Server, right? So that is very important. Read and write operations has to be done perfectly and without having any issues and performance issues. So it will give a feasibility us. It will give a feasibility to us. Okay, you want me to use default service accounts, or you are interested to go with a customized service accounts. So generally we'll go with the customized service accounts in the organization. So customized service account you can give during the installation, or after the installation also you can give. Okay, so I'll show you guys in the future sessions. I'll show you how to give the customized service account during the installation. You have to simply browse the account, make sure account is created. Again, service account is nothing but that is also one user, guys. That is also one user. What this user will do, it will jump into each drive to write the data, to read the data. So if you want to read the data or write the where the data will be stored in the disks, right? At the end of the day, the whole data will be stored in the disk. So
Yes.
this means what? Folders. Folders means who can enter into the folders. Who can enter into the folders, guys? Generally, those who are having permissions, they only can enter into the folders, right? Means users. So the user, so service account is also one user account. Okay. So this user account will enter into all the drives and it is going to access all the folders and it is going to access the data. That's how it will work. Okay. Then service account is one more important screen during the installation, and we'll also choose the authentication modes, whether Windows authentication or SQL authentication. So we'll discuss about the authentication and the security concept. Don't worry, guys. Okay. And we have to add at least one account during the installation. You can add multiple accounts, but at least one account is there. Then that person can give access to other people, right? So we have to add at least one account to access the SQL. So if you don't add anyone, it don't allow you to proceed, guys. At least one account you have to add. So we'll select add current user option, and then we are going to select the directories, in which directory or which drives the files, the data files, log files. I'll tell you what is data file, what is log file and all, don't worry. So SQL related files, SQL server related files, in which directory they have to store, we have to choose the path, and then we have to give the collation settings, which is a language settings. So can anyone tell me what are the default collation settings of SQL Server?
SQL Latin 1,
Very good.
CP1, CIAS.
SQL Latin 1, General,
General
CP1,
CP1,
CI1,
CIAS.
CI and AS. CI means,
Case
Case
insensitive.
insensitive.
AS means,
Case insensitive.
Accent sensitive.
correct. Okay. So you can either choose any of the languages. I guess we have already seen like lot of languages, Czech, French, Chinese, like depends upon the application requirements. You can choose the language, okay? And then finally, what will happen, guys? Once you select all these details, what will happen finally? What it will do? What GUI will do? It will list out all the features that you are going to install, right? So then what it will do? What it will do then? After, like before installing, before clicking install button, what will happen? Or after clicking the install button, what will happen? Where all, no. So where all
It
these
will
inputs will
show
be stored?
Yeah, yeah.
it will show you path. So where it
Hmm.
will be installed.
Right, that is okay. So whatever inputs you just selected, I told you Windows
Command-based
machine
will
can't
be,
understand GUI. Windows machine can't
it will
understand.
be done through command.
So what is that file? In one file, it is going to store all the inputs. What is that file called?
It's voice starting with C and dot F.
Configuration
Yes, correct. Tell me that. Guess it.
file.
Configuration file.ini. I told you, right? Windows machine can't understand the GUI. We don't know what is the command. So whatever inputs we have selected during the installation, all the inputs will be converted into command. This command will be stored in the one file called configuration file.ini. When you click on install button, command prompt, this file configuration file.ini will be pulled into the command prompt, and it will take one input from the file and it will install the SQL server, guys. Right? So let's go with the demo now again for one more copy. So open this folder. You can see the drives. Right, go to this PC, make sure enough free space is there. I have 12 GB free space. We are good. Make sure setup file is attached here. Open it and run as administrator. Okay, I selected that. And you should be a part of local administrator, guys. Okay, to install SQL Server, you should be part of local administrator. Knowledge and cluster not anymore. Going to see this cluster. Right. Let me close this. I just selected open option. I have to select run as administrator. So which option I have to choose now?
Installation.
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 Next, which option I have to choose now?
New
New
server
standalone.
standalone installation.
Standalone installation. It shows on existing.
Very good. Checks. Either all checks has to be passed or warning or skipped also fine, but not even a single check has to be failed. If it was failed, we cannot proceed. Microsoft updates, you can skip it.
No.
You can go to next. Going to install some set of files. I guess we have already, I mean to say, in the first installation already it installed set of files, right? So it didn't take much time. See here, skipped. So only during the first installation it will install, okay? For after like, for second, third, like the other instances, it don't install again set of files and all, okay? It will go to next. So again, if you see, some more checks will run, like 4 checks will run now.
Warning.
Okay, warning will be fine. So now see, there are 2 options. So initially we don't see this screen, okay? So what it is saying?
New instance will be created with the help of this.
Correct. Either you can go for installation by selecting this, or I told you, right, if you miss any features,
modify.
if you miss any features to install, later if you want to add some features, select this option. Okay, if you want to add extra features to the existing instance, select this option. Okay, so or you want to go with a new installation, select this option. So I told you, right, earlier, yesterday, it was an empty box. Now can you see one
Default
copy is
installed,
already
first one.
installed. Okay, so how do I identify this is the default instance? How can we
With the
identify
help
it?
of
Instance
machine name, host name we can check.
So where is the host name here? Under
this.
instance name, it is showing
Yes,
MS SQL Server. So MS SQL Server is not my host name, right?
Yes.
Then how do I identify this is a default instance?
The instance ID?
Instance ID will tell you the host name.
No.
Same, right? Instance ID name both are same, right? So MS SQL Server is also called as default instance. Okay, MS SQL Server is also called as default instance. For other instances, you don't see like this MS SQL Server. Other instances, you can see the name clearly here. If you see MS SQL Server means that's the default instance only. Only one MS SQL Server will be there. I mean to say the name for default instance, while connecting, you will give the name, but all the folders, services will be created in the form of the name of MS SQL Server. So if you see MS SQL Server, what it means? It's a default instance. Clear, guys? If you see MS SQL Server, it's a default instance, right? So now I'm going to select the first option. I'm going to install a new instance. Go to next. Say developer edition I'm going to choose. Next. I accept the license terms. Next. Okay, so now tell me, help me to select the features, guys. Now.
Database engine,
Database engine,
full text and
Full text
extraction for search.
Schematic.
Now.
line to solve.
Background.
No,
Yes,
all
yes.
those ones have been pre-checked, so we don't check those shared features anymore.
Yeah, it is shared.
Yes, very good. Okay, see here, all the shared features are already selected. It is not going to select or unselect. Okay, sorry, this is another option. So see here, this was selected, this was selected, this was selected, this was selected already. Grayed out. I cannot select or unselect this option. Okay, so no need to install the shared features again and again as we have already installed for the first time. Okay, right, next, go to next, guys.
So you also told about that directories below.
So the path, these are the paths, guys. Instance, not now. We'll create separate drives, right, during Active Directory setup. Okay,
Okay.
there we have to simply change the path. Instead of C drive, we'll give D drive, something like that. That's it. See now, is it going to allow me to choose? See, last time when we go to the screen, by default instance is selected, right? But
Right.
now when I'm trying to install second copy, by default named instance is selected.
Right.
Why? Because default instance slot is full. Only one default instance irrespective of versions we can install. Only one default instance for the whole Windows machine. For the old Windows machine, only one default instance it will allow us. It don't allow us multiple default instances. So already default instance is successfully installed. So now we cannot use the default instance. Yes, Rishikesh, please.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Please,
Sir,
please.
in default instance case, uh, when it takes system name and when it takes MS SQL server as name of that default instance.
I'm not getting your question. You're asking when it takes a default name and when it takes an MS SQL server.
Means, sir,
I'll,
yesterday
I'll
we
tell
have
you, I'll tell
discussed,
you,
sir.
I'll tell you, I'll tell you. See, that is
Yeah.
not default instance. Named instance. Named instance name will be
No, sir.
16.
In previous case, I said.
Okay.
In previous case, we discussed that yesterday that default instance takes system name, desktop,
Correct.
hyphen,
Correct.
one dot something something.
Hmm.
And now we are discussing that in default instance case, it takes MS SQL server as default name.
Hmm.
Means
See, don't confuse here. Default instance don't take any other names. It will take only computer name. Again, you are mixing both. Named instance name specifications yesterday we discussed. So yesterday we discussed about default instance and named instance. Both we discussed. If you choose default instance, it don't ask any name. I said, right, it will be grayed out. If you choose,
Yeah.
so there is no question of giving name for default instance. It will take the computer name, but the folders will be created as MS SQL server. While connecting, you will give computer name only, but the folders, services will be created as MS SQL server only for default instance. Named instance, we have specifications like 16 characters it will allow. 16 characters it will allow, like underscore and a dollar it will allow, and it should starts with a name only, alphabets only, not numbers. So those characters we discussed yesterday that are belongs to named instance, not default. Yesterday we discussed both. You are confusing, you are merging both, you are clubbing both. Okay, don't confuse. Default
Okay, sir.
instance name is always computer name only while connecting, but the services folders will be created as a MS SQL server.
MS SQL server. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now I'm going to give the, okay. So now if you select the default instance, let's try then. Let's try what error we'll get it. Let's see. Okay. If you go to next, see here. There are validation errors on this page. Click OK to close the dialog box. Review errors at the bottom of the setup page, then provide the valid parameters. What it is saying? Instance name MS SQL Server is already in use to continue specify a unique instance name.
The unique instance.
Got it, guys? So it don't allow us now. So when you install default instance, MS SQL Server will be created. So once it's already created, don't allow to create one more MS SQL Server, right? So that's why, okay. So it is instance name. You can see here instance name, not instance Shanmukh instance ID, right? I'll change it. Don't allow. I mean to say you can change the folder, but name it is taking as MS SQL Server, that you cannot change it. So select named instance and then choose the instance name. So what name will give, guys? Tell me. Any reasonable name, any good name related to some application. Tell me any name.
Batch53.
Just the we give, right? The same name. I mean to say you can give. I didn't give yesterday. Just for example, I used, but you can still give. Not an issue. Batch 53. I mean to say any application related like Amazon, Flipkart kind of application. Realistic name I'm saying. Chalo, no problem. Okay. Yeah. Let it be. Not an issue. MS SQL.
Underscore for the batch 53 continuation name. I'm discussing.
No problem, not an issue. We can give it. We can give it.
2019 also we can give.
Yeah. Yeah, we can give it. Okay. So yeah. So now I give name as like named and named instance. Okay, batch 53, and just click the instance ID once. Automatically, this will be changed to batch 53. Okay. Clear? Yes, Swapna, please.
Yes.
Shanmugh, just in case, initially, if you don't want to create the default instance, we can start off with named instance as well, right?
Happily we can do that. There is no
Okay.
mandatory that you have to install default for the first time, named for the first time. Nothing
Okay.
like that. Initially you can go with named, later you can install default.
Okay.
Initially you
Yeah.
can install default, later you can add named.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I gave the name of the instance. Next.
One big question.
Yes,
After giving the named instance, can we create a default later?
Yeah. That's what we discussed, it, right? So initially for the first time yesterday, imagine you installed a named instance. Today you can install default instance. Or after 49 named instances also, you can install a default instance. The default instance, the slot will be opened. Why? Because it isn't used that computer name right till now. So you can give after named instance installation also, you can give default instance. Anything is possible. First default, second named, first named, second default, or third default, or four. Until you install a default instance, your wish. Whenever you want, you can choose the default instance. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Shanmugh, in organization, which one we have to
Mostly
use?
default will use, guys. Why? Because in one Windows machine, they'll prefer to install only one default. I mean to say one instance. We can still install 50 instances in one Windows machine, but they'll prefer to use only one instance in one Windows machine. Why? Because if you are doing any activities like patching and all, if you install second copy or third copy or multiple copies, while doing some maintenance activities like patchings, during the time you have to reboot the Windows machine, the whole Windows machine. So you install multiple copies. When you reboot the Windows machine, all the instances will be rebooted, right? Which will create a problem to other instances, right? Other applications, right? So generally they don't prefer to install multiple copies. They will install only one copy per one Windows machine. If it is lower environment, there will be no impact, right? Lower environment. In the lower environment, they might, to save the money and all, they might use 2, 3 copies in one Windows machine. For production, mostly only one SQL server will be there. Okay, maybe if they can all belongs to same application, maybe they can add extra 2 or 3 instances. Hardly maybe you can see a 2 or 3 instances in production, but non-production, you can see multiple instances to save the money and all. But again, the recommended practice generally will go with one instance per one Windows machine, guys. Most of the companies will follow the same practice. Okay, they will use only one instance in one Windows machine. Clear? Right.
Yes.
So service accounts. So service accounts, these are the virtual service accounts will be created during the installation. See here, you can see the name also. Okay, or you don't want this, I want to go with a customized account, you can still give a separate name here. Okay, so if you give the name, automatically it will take the name of the service account. I'll tell you how to create an account, how to elevate that account as a service account will be discussed in the future classes, guys. As of now, I'm not going to use any of the accounts. Okay, chalo. So let me go back. It has to select automatically. Let's see whether it is going to work or not. It is not taking that. It is service. This is skill. Let's copy paste this one here. Let me see. No, we cannot see anything here. 1 minute. Services.msc. So we'll see in the last session we have installed one SQL Server, right? So let's see the services of that SQL Server. Okay. Agent. So anti-service SQL Server agent. Doris, easy muted, Doris. SQL Server agent. So it will create a virtual service account actually. So what we did is like we just clicked on browse, right? So it was gone. So I can still use the same. Let's see. I can add SQL Server anti-service SQL Server agent. It is going to take the batch dollar. Okay. MS SQL anti-service SQL Server agent. Let's give like this. Not sure. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. So don't touch this initially. We can still go with the customized service account. I'll tell you. Don't touch this. As we just selected drop down button, right? So the old account was gone. That actually these accounts are temporary accounts. While installing the SQL Server, it will create this account. So that was gone, right? So let it be. I'm giving one different name, like by comparing with the previous instance. So let's see if it is going to work. That's fine. Otherwise, I'll show you a different method. I'll create a separate account for this, and I'm going to give it. Chalo. So is it asking a password? It shouldn't ask the password. Okay, let's see. We'll see. Startup type. What is this startup type, guys? Any idea what is this startup type?
The services will be running start like that. It will.
Very good. Okay. So guys, yeah. So guys, listen carefully. When you install any service or any software, when you install any software in your Windows machine, that software actually will run as a service. Are you getting the point, guys? Any software, not only SQL Server. When you install any software in the Windows machine, that software will run as a service. That software will run as a service in the Windows machine. So all the services of Windows machine where I can see, you can see under services.msc. How to open services.msc? Open run type services.msc. You can see all the services. So these are the services that belongs to other applications also. SQL Server is also one application. So you can see the SQL Server services also. I'll tell you what and all services will be created, how many services will be created. Okay, so every service will run, every software will run as a service, guys, in the Windows machine, right? So when you restart the Windows machine, you can see this column, startup type, some services you can see manual, some services you can see automatic, some services you can see disabled. So you can see different types, manual, automatic, disabled. So here also you can see same option, manual, automatic, and disabled. What it means? So what it means, for example, when you restart the Windows machine, this Windows machine 137.71, when you restart this machine, with this machine, if you choose automatic, all the services will run, will start automatically. Are you getting the point, guys? When you restart the Windows machine, if you choose startup type as automatic, okay, imagine if you choose this startup type as automatic. So when you restart the Windows machine, automatically the services will be up and running. With the Windows machine itself, it will start. Once Windows machine is online, then other services will start automatically. But if it is manual, see here, some of the services are manual. Are they running currently? Are these services are running currently?
We need to start the manual.
Right. So if you see here, manual startup type is manual. What it means, you have to manually start the service, right click, and you have to start the service after restarting the Windows machine. That is the use of startup type. Are you getting the point, guys? So which one is good actually? Automatic is good. Again, who is going to check the service is up and running or not, whether it is working or not? So who is going to start the service again? So that's why we'll choose automatic. So automatically when you start the Windows machine, the services will restart. Clear, guys? Is it clear? Startup type.
Yes. One quick question. But the disabled one, those servers, they won't work. Those services won't work.
Sorry, which one?
For disabled ones.
Disabled,
The
yeah.
one-
I'll tell you. Automatic and manual is clear, right?
Yeah.
So if you see the service, browser service, wantedly it was showing disabled default option. Recommended setting is it should be disabled. So if you disable the service, generally if you see here, one of the services disabled. Can you start the service? So you don't start automatically. First thing, you cannot even manually also you cannot start the service. So if I want to start the service, what I have to do? I have to make this disabled as automatic or manual. So why this browser service is disabled, I'll tell you. I'll explain later. Disabled means it won't start automatically. You cannot start it manually until the state is changed to manual or automatic. You can still change this to manual or automatic, but wantedly SQL Server is disabling this service. I'll tell you why it is disabling the service. During the service explanation, we'll discuss what it means. Is it clear, guys? Automatic, manual, disabled. Is it clear, everyone? Startup types. Automatic means we'll start with the Windows machine when it's restarted. Manual means after restart of the Windows machine, you have to start the service manually. Disable means, okay, don't start it automatically and even you cannot start it manually. Both are not possible. Then you have to change the state. In case if you want to still start the service, you have to change the state of the service and then you have to start it. Okay. Right. Okay. So go to collation settings. So if you see the collation settings here, service account is creating a problem. Okay, anti-service provided SQL agent batch 53 is either not a valid account. SQL agent virtual account.
SQL server.
Right, SQL server CRVR, right, agent provided virtual account anti-service provided for SQL agent batch 53 is not either valid. Okay, let's do like this. I'm going to delete server. I'll give just agent SQL agent $batch53. Okay, so let's see whether it was fixed now. Done. See here, if any error is there, it was gone. Guys, don't worry about this. Don't worry about it. I just disturbed this, so that's why the previous account was deleted. By default, it was auto-filled, guys, when you go to next. But what I did is like I just disturbed. I just clicked on this and I just selected browse option, right? So it was deleted. So that's why I gave a different name. So it is not accepting. Then I changed the name, but don't worry. Okay, so we can give customized service accounts. I'll show you in the future classes. Okay, so if you go to collation, same collation default SQL Latin General 1 CP1 Latin 1 General CP1 CIAS is the default collation setting. If you want, you can change it using customize button and go to next. Right, authentication mode. Okay, so we have two types of authentication modes. Windows authentication mode, mixed mode authentication. Windows authentication mode means only Windows users can connect to SQL Server. Mixed mode authentication means SQL users and Windows users also can connect to the SQL Server. I'll explain what is Windows user, what is SQL user and all. As of now, you can skip this. In the organization, we'll use mixed mode authentication. So authentication can be changed later also. After installation also, we can change the authentication modes. So I'm going to choose Windows authentication mode now. Later, I'll show you how to change the authentication mode. You should know, right, how to change it. What is the impact of changing the authentication mode? Is it a downtime activity? Everything will be discussed during the security discussion. Okay, so later I'll show you how to change the authentication mode. Okay, so you can leave this now. You can choose by default option Windows authentication mode. Now what I have to do here?
Add current user.
Add a user.
Right, I have to add at least one user. I told you, right, specify SQL Server administrator. When you add one user here, SQL administrator account will be created in the SQL Server. That person only can connect to SQL Server. That person can give access to other people. Say, for example, now you are working in the organization. Maybe after 1 month or after 1 year, some other guy joined in your team. So already you're working in the same organization and you're already having access on all the servers. But the other person, the new person, how he is going to get the access? Already existing people working on the server, right? They will give access to the new person. But first of all, I should have access, right, to give the access. So at least we have to add one account here. This account will be connected to the SQL server and he can give access to other people. Okay, clear guys? If the door is locked, okay, at least someone should be there to unlock the door and to welcome other people. If no one is there to unlock the door, who can enter into the room? They cannot welcome other people, right? So in the same way, someone should be there, at least one account should be there to enter into the SQL server first. Then they can give access to other people whenever they want, okay? Data directories and all. Initially, I'm going to install all the files in the C drive only. I don't have any fixed drives other than C drive. Later, I'll change the drive. Simple, if I have E drive, I'm going to change this C to E. If I have F drive, I'll change this to EF. Depends upon my requirements. In the organization, we'll use different drives. Okay, so when you will get an idea, we'll discuss different files, right? So after that, you will get an idea what is data file, what is log file, what is backup file. Okay, so what is tempdb, everything you will get an idea. So we'll discuss about this data directories during the later discussions, future discussions. Okay, tempdb and all, don't worry, this is a separate system database. Okay, we'll discuss about, there is a separate class on this is system databases, so don't worry. Maxdop in the performance tuning we'll discuss. Memory in the performance tuning will be discussed. Okay, you can see like this. Okay, as of now you can see the options. Okay, it will be like this. As of now you don't understand anything what is tempdb and all. Maxdop value, what is maxdop, you don't understand. Memory also, as of now leave it. You can install with the default values. Later we can change it and you should know how to change it as well. Next. Done. Just created a query. Simple. Yesterday we discussed 3 hours, almost 2.5 hours, right? Complete discussion now. We are good now. So guys, is it clear? Everyone?
Yes, Shyam.
Right? So now this file, okay, so whatever we have selected, all these inputs will be stored in one file called
Configuration file.
Configuration file .ini. Okay, right. So just click on install button. That's it, guys. Right. Chalo. Let it install. In the meantime, we'll discuss some other things. Okay. So now, what kind of changes will be done after the installation of SQL Server? What kind of extra services will be created? What kind of extra folders will be created? Before that, let me show you one thing in the server. How many services you can see, guys? This is my server, right? So how many services you can see? Before installing this component, we have to see. See how many services you can see with SQL Server here. Count it. Count it.
5.
5 or 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you can see 6 services. So as of now, I didn't install second copy. It is still in progress. Okay, so first time when you install SQL Server, how many services will be created, guys?
6.
6 services. Okay, services. Okay. So when you install SQL Server for the first time, total 6 services will be created. So let's discuss each service, what it will do. Okay. Right. Out of 6 services, okay, this service, SQL Server, in the brackets, you can see MS SQL Server. What it means? What it means, guys? So which
Default service.
yeah.
Service.
So which instance service it is?
Default.
Default instance.
Yes.
Why? I told you, right? If you install default instance, the services folders will be created as MS SQL Server name. If you install named instance, now you are installing named instance, right? Now you can see the difference after the successful installation of named instance. You should identify, right? Say for example, in a PG, if 10 people are staying, so how to identify your things, guys? Maybe like the utensils that you are using, that plate and all, how to identify? We have a habit, right? Generally, we'll write our name, or we'll just at least we'll paint it small color, or some mark will be there to identify this is our plate, this is our glass. Make sure that it's not going to merge with others. So right, we are going to add our names, right? So in the same way, when I am installing multiple copies here, I should be able to, when you install multiple copies, multiple services will be created. So I should be able to identify which instance service it is. By mistake, for one instance, if you restart another instance service, it will create a problems, right? So that's why you can see the name in the brackets. Clear, guys? So now out of the 6 services, this is the main service. I told you, right, database engine. This is the main service. This should be up and running. Then only we are able to connect to SQL Server. This should be up and running. Then only we are able to connect to SQL Server. Now tell me the state of the service currently. Is it running? Is it running, guys? Tell me.
Yes,
the
Shanmugh.
Yes.
It is automatic.
Yes.
Is it running? Is it running?
No.
No, no.
No.
No. No.
Yes, sir. Yes or no?
No.
Yes, yes, it
No.
is running.
Yes. Yes.
No.
It is running. Automatic means
Automatic.
automatic.
Status is null here.
Now tell me whether it is up and running or not. Yes, someone said automatic, so it should be up and running, right? But yes,
Not running. Not running.
but
Not running.
currently the state is not running. How to identify someone started video? Okay, so how to check? See, if it is running, you can see that like this,
Status.
running. You can see the status like this. If you don't see any status, means the service is not running. So Shanmugh, you said automatic means when you restart the Windows machine, it should run, right? Correct. But we are using very limited resources machines, right? So that's why it's not started automatically. Are you getting the point? We are using 3 GB RAM, I guess. Okay, the RAM is very less. The resources that we are using is very limited. So that's why this is not showing running, guys.
But
Let's
Shanmugh,
say-
one quick question.
Yes,
But
please.
for the remaining all automatic, the status is showing as running. Only for this, it's not showing as running.
Correct. That's what. See, these are all the default process. These should run, then only Windows machine will run. Are you getting the point? When you start the Windows machine, the Windows machine, see, wait a minute. A window, it needs, when you start the Windows Server operating system, Windows OS will use some services. So mandatory. These services are mandatory to be up and running, but this is an extra application. It's not mandatory to be up and running. Are you getting the point? If it is mandatory, if there is a dependency of this service, there is a dependency of this service for the Windows Server. So that's why automatically it was started. But here there is no dependency. It's an extra application that you have installed in this machine. So because of the resource crunch, it is not starting automatically. Are you getting the point? If you give 4 GB or 8 GB RAM, enough memory will be there, so it will start automatically. Enough resources are there, it will start automatically. But now we are using a limited resources. So even though you give the automatic, it was not started. But there is no dependency on this Windows Server operating system, right? See, this service, there is a dependency for Windows Server. Lot of other things are running in the backend for Windows Server. So mandatory service this is, so that's why it is up and running. Even though this is manual, still it is up and running. Why? Why? Because there is a dependency. Windows OS is depending on the service. But here, Windows OS, is it depending on SQL Server? Generally, if you think, Windows OS is not depending on the SQL Server. SQL Server is depending on the Windows OS. Clear, Hima? The thing is, we don't have enough resources. So that's why even though the startup type is automatic, it was not started automatically. But in the organization, don't worry. Whatever we said, that is correct. When you restart the Windows machine, all the applications that are showing automatic will start automatically without starting manually. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one other question.
Yes.
There are two MS SQL servers. Only one should be default, right?
I'll tell you.
There are two.
Where you can see two MS SQL servers?
SQL Server and SQL Server agent also the same.
I'll tell you. We'll discuss each service. Okay, you'll get an idea now. See, there are 4 MS SQL servers actually. Why? So did we install 4 copies of default instance or what? No, right? I'll tell you. So we should know the importance of each service. Then you'll get the clarity. Okay. Yeah. So this is the main service, guys. This is the main SQL Server service. So that's why, okay, it should be up and running. Then only you should be able to connect to the SQL Server. So how to start it? Right click, you can start the service. So it will start like this. Right. So the second important service is agent service. Agent is responsible for the automation. Agent is responsible for the automation. So the same example again I'll give. So in case if you are staying in a PG, generally we'll have our own plate, we'll have our own glass, something like that, right? So on all our things, our name will be there, right? Or some mark will be there, right? Are you getting the point, guys? So these are the services that get installed when you install default instance. So each service will have again its own name. Forget about this agent. I guess it was successfully installed. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was installed. So that's why you can see extra services now. Okay, see here.
Specific features.
Yeah. So these are three specific features installed. Yesterday, when you see the same screen, almost 11 or 12 components installed. Today, only 3 components you can see. Okay, so you can see the output as well. Install successful. And there is a summary file. Let me open the summary file. Okay, later we'll discuss about the summary file. And installation is successful, right? Close it. So now if you refresh, total, tell me guys, when you install 6 services, you got, sorry, when you install a first SQL Server copy, you got 6 services, right? So now you installed 2 instances. So how many services will be created now?
4.
Total, how many services will be created now?
12.
3.
Extra 3.
4 are there. 4 are there.
Guess it, guys. Guess it.
4.
So
4.
when you install a first copy, 6 services are created, right? So now you installed the second copy. So total, how many services will be there?
4.
10.
Total, how many services?
Total 10.
10.
10 services.
Named
Okay.
instances and default instances are total of 10.
Okay. So let's discuss now. Okay, so let's go to services.msc. Now you can see, right, default instance. Okay, this is the default. Let's discuss only default instance for now. This is the default instance main service. So Shanmukh, how do I know this is main service? You can easily identify. It will show you only SQL Server. Other services, you can see agent, you can see full text search, and you can see CIP service for default instance. But it is going to show you only SQL Server. It don't show any other name. So this is the main service. Okay. Now this is one batch SQL Server. This one SQL Server main service, SQL Server agent service, SQL Server full text service, SQL Server CIP service. So all which are showing MS SQL Server, this is one batch. Okay. Now again, second instance you installed, right? SQL Server batch 53, SQL Server agent batch 53, SQL Server full text batch 53, SQL CIP service batch 53. Okay. So when you install one more instance with the batch 54, again 4 more services will be created. For the first time, you will get 6 services. Why? Because shared services. Okay. We have 2 types of services, specific services and shared services. So when you install SQL Server, 4 specific services will be created. What are those 4 specific services? SQL Server main service, okay, and agent service, and full text service, and CIP service. Okay, these are 4 specifics. Whenever you install n number of copies up to 50, so every time these 4 services will be created, guys. Shared services. What are the shared services we have, guys? VSS writer and browser service. Okay, these are shared services, browser service. So this will exist only once per Windows machine, not per SQL instance. Okay, so that's why if you see, can you see name on the PG which is providing a TV? Can you see name on the TV? Can you see name on the refrigerator? If they are providing in the PG, can you see the name? No. Those are common copies. Everyone can utilize. So that's why if you don't see any name, see brackets, in the brackets, you don't see name. So only one copy will exist for the whole Windows machine. These 2 services, only one copy will exist for the whole Windows machine. So next time and all, they don't create it. So that's why you can see 2 shared features, and remaining all are specific services you can see. So the importance is, this is heart of the SQL Server. This service is heart of the SQL Server, engine of the SQL Server. Agent is responsible for the automation like backups, maintenance, everything. Agent is responsible for the automation. Full text service is responsible for the search operations. Full text search will be there, right? For the search operations, full text search is responsible. And where is the other service? CEIP service. What is this? Customer Experience Improvement Program. So Microsoft will track your experience, whether you are good with SQL Server, any bugs are coming. So Microsoft will track it. So this is one more service that gets created for every instance. So browser service, yes, please.
What did you tell about full text?
Full text will help you for the search operation. To search the data, we need one service, right? So that will take the help of full text search service.
Okay.
Right? So browser service and VSS writer. What browser will do, I'll tell you guys. Browser generally it will be in disabled state. Why? Security wise, this is not good. So why? Because if you enable browser, it will easily identify the name of the instance in the network path. It will show you the name of the instance in the network. So security wise, if you can see the instance name, that will create some problems, right? So that's why generally we don't turn on the service. In the organization also, the service will be in disabled state only. If it is enabled, what will happen? Others can easily see the instance names. Okay, so that might create some, what I can say, hackers can easily hack. So it will be visible to everyone. The instance names will be visible to everyone. So that might create some security issues. That's why browser is disabled. A writer service will write the data to the disks. This service will help to write the data to the disks. So that's why VSS writer, one more, a shared service will be created. So now total, tell me guys, how many services will be created for the first time? You will get six services. From next time onwards, four services will be added. Only specific services will be added. Shared services will exist only one copy for the whole Windows box. Now tell me, if I installed 5 instances, how many services will be created in the Windows machine?
But 22.
Total, I need total count.
22.
There is a chart option in the Zoom chart. Open the chart option, please. Everyone has to respond. Open the chart option. In the two sections, select the Source Academy. Select me. Okay, don't select to everyone or meeting group chat. Select direct message to me and type your answers here. Total, how many services will be created when you install 5 instances? Please don't tell your answer, sir. What is the use of giving all this explanation?
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone has to respond. If you are sleeping, please respond and you can go back to sleep. No issues for me.
Done.
Then very good. Yeah, okay. Right. Now, okay, everyone is saying, okay, correct answer almost, except Ramesh. Chalo, now imagine 12 instances installed. Now type your answers. Don't tell your answers. 12 instances installed, total how many services you can see? 12 instances installed, total how many services you can see?
So you didn't say what the first answer is.
Doris?
Is it 22, sir?
Sorry?
Are we correct?
I'm not getting you, Doris.
I said the first question is 22 the right
That is
answer?
correct. That is correct.
Okay, sir.
That is correct. So I'm asking for 12 instances, how many total services will be created? Now I can see the different answers. Okay. So yeah, let's see. Total 12 instances I installed. Total how many services will be created in the Windows machine? Type your answers in the chart. Some of them are not at all responding. Let me check. Mm, mm, mm. Srikanth Tanniru. Have you responded, Srikanth? No. Srikanth, your video is, yeah,
Sir, 1 second, calculating.
calculating. You want me to open my calculator? Srikanth T. Tanniru.
Yeah, Shinmukh.
What are you doing, Tanniru?
Sir.
Hello, Shinmukh.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah,
typed your
once.
answer?
Yes, yes, I have submitted my answer.
Okay.
After completion this one, could you please once again explain that services future text now? At that time, my connection is lost.
Okay, no problem. No
Yeah,
issues.
only that feature, 4 features.
Yeah, sure, not an issue.
Thank you.
Is it 50?
You're asking me only? That's what I'm asking, and again you're asking me. That's okay. Okay, chalo guys. Okay, very simple. There is nothing to break your head. So it will be like a 4n plus 2. That's it. 4n plus 2.
4 plus
This is
2.
the
Yes.
formula. Okay, this is the formula. 4n plus 2. N means number of instances. N is equal to number of instances. Okay, so 4n means for every instance, 4 specific to means I mean to say every instance 4 specific services will be created. By default 2 you will get it for the first time. So 4n plus 2, if I asked for 15 instances, 4 into 15, 60 plus 2,
62.
62. If I asked for 48 instances, 4 into 48 plus 2, 4 into
154.
48. Yeah. So 4 into 48, how much? 440 is 160 plus
192.
152. If you remove 8, it will be 152 plus 2, 154. So like this. So let's check now. Someone said 38, someone said 39. Rishikesh, Farhana said 5. What is this 5, Farhana? And Joel said 26. Emma, correct answer. And let me check. Let me check. Okay, Swapna 5 into 4. Prashant 50. Good. Neha 50. Lalita 50. Sudhir 54. Wrong answer. Swapna 62. Wrong answer. Anusha 50. Correct. Lagdu 22. Wrong answer. Abdul 50. Correct. Sweta 38. Wrong answer. Abdul Latif 50. Again. Correct. Hema 50, Ramesh 50, Joel 26, Sudhir 50, Farhana 5. Wrong answer. Swati 50, Rishikesh 39, Namrata 50, Swapna, sorry, Srikanth 50, Swapna 50, Doris, not allowed. Not allowed. I'm not going to consider your
I
answer
didn't
now.
push send. It's okay, sir. I just didn't push send.
Okay, not an issue. Just kidding. Fine, guys. Now tell me, people are having some confusion here. Rushikesh and Farhana. Farhana, why by mistake it was you typed 5 or what? You missed 0, Farhana?
Actually, it's typing 50.
Okay, so by mistake it was 5. Okay, that's fine. Rushikesh, now tell me 39 and Joel 26. Still, are you having any issues here? Rishikesh, Joel, any issues, guys, here? Are we good? Why it was 50? Is it clear, everyone? Sweta, Polu, 38?
Sir, is it like that 4 into 12 is equal to 48 plus 2?
Yeah, that's what.
Little bit calculations, yeah. Table side you don't know, sir. But
Table. Tables you don't know. Okay, I'll give you an assignment then. 12th table, okay? Write for 5 times. Huh?
Question, sir.
If you don't know tables, you can open calculator, right, Srikanth? What is there in that? Not an issue.
yes, sir. Yeah, time taken that, sir.
Question, sir.
Yeah, Doris.
Yes, sir. At what stage will a DBA have to go to that system and check all those services if they're
I'll tell you.
running instead of going to configuration. Okay, sir.
Yes, I'll tell you. No issues. Guys, Shweta, Joel, and Rishikesh, is it clear, or you want me to explain again?
Please, can you explain how this?
No problem. Not an issue. So whenever you install one copy of SQL Server for the first time, you will get 6 services. Out of 6, 4 specific services, 2 shared services. Shared service will exist only one copy per Windows machine. Don't confuse, one copy per Windows machine. So no matter how many instances are there in the Windows machine, only these 2 shared services will be there. Okay, no matter how many instances. These services won't be created every time when you install a second copy or third copy. When you install for the first time, it will be created. That's it. Next time, it don't create. Every time, 4 services will be added when you install a next copy, a second copy. Whenever you're installing a new copy, every time 4 services will be added. So first time you will get 6. Next time onward, you'll get only 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. So 4 specific only you will get it next time onwards. So if I ask 15 instances you installed, how many total services it will be? I told you write one formula. Okay, 4n plus 2. 4 into 15, 60 plus 2, 62. In this way, you can calculate easily. Clear now, Joel?
Yes, sir.
Rishikesh, Sweta, Polu?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, yes. Done. Right, so again I'm saying the importance of each service. So this is the main service. Where is this? This is the main service for default instance, database engine service. This should be up and running, then only we can connect to SQL Server. If it was stopped, you cannot connect, users cannot connect, application cannot connect. So you have to make sure if they are getting any errors like, hey, Shanmukh, hey, DBA team, we are unable to connect to SQL Server. So what is your first check?
Server service.
This service is up and running or not, you have to check. Okay, this service is up and running or not, you have to check. Agent will be responsible for the automation. Agent will be responsible for the automation. Okay, agent is responsible for the automation. Automation means we have backup jobs, maintenance plans, alerts. So automation is there. So agent is responsible, complete automation. So if agent is up and running, then only SQL Server will, I mean to say backup jobs and all will run, maintenance and all will run, guys. Full text search will be helpful for the searching the data. This is the service which will help you to search the data, search operations. And what is the other one? CEIP service. CEIP, Customer Experience Improvement Program. This is a kind of where Microsoft will try to pull the logs to see any bugs are there to improve the performance. I mean to say to improve the customer experience by fixing the bugs and all. So in case in some organizations, if you are getting any bugs, those bugs will be reported to the Microsoft directly using this service. Okay, if you have internet and all. So that is the use of this CIP service, guys. Remaining browser service, it will be exposed to the network, so others can easily see the instance name. If they are able to see the instance name, they can try to connect to the SQL Server. They can hack the SQL Server. So for safety side, this service will be disabled. A writer will write the data to the disks and also this is one more service. Those are the importance of the services, guys. Clear? How many services will be created? Everything. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes. Now let's discuss about the directories will be created. How many directories? What are the directories? Nothing but folder, guys. What are the new folders will be created when you install the SQL Server? So where I can see, go to this PC, go to C drive. Yes, Ramesh.
So the browser services will need to run for SSAS, SSRS services?
Not required. So browser is only responsible for the network. I mean to say, in the network, it will show you the instance name and all will show you. But it's not mandatory to run for the SSIS and all. But still, why? Because we will run it. Why? Because SSRS reports has to pull the data, right? So if browser service is enabled, then they can easily detect the server.
Okay.
Yeah. So now let's go to program files. Let's go to C. One folder will be created when you install the SQL Server in the C program files with the name of Microsoft SQL Server. Not only for SQL Server, when you install any software, a folder will be created in the C program files. You can check, guys. If you open this, you can see. Okay, there are different folders you can see now. Now you can see 80, 90, and 110 folders. Actually, you installed which version of SQL Server you installed, guys? Which version of SQL Server you installed? 2019. What is the compatibility level of 2019? Build number. How it will start?
150.
15.
15.0, right? So 15.0
Yes.
is the build number, and 150 is the compatibility. So now you can see here 150 folder is created. But during the initial discussion, I just discussed, right, some main features are still deriving from the old version. So by
Yes,
default,
from 2000.
80, yeah, by default 2000, 2005, and 2012. By default, these folders, don't think those instances will be installed. No, the setup files will be created under 80, 90, 110 folder. Okay, so don't think that 80, 90, 110 is there, Shanmukh. So can I imagine that 2000 is installed? Can we install 2000 in Windows 2019 machine?
No.
In Windows 2019, is it possible? 19 years gap is there. So we cannot install. Can we install 2005? No, we cannot install. No, we cannot install. 2005, 2019, can we install? Plus or minus 5 to 7 to 8 years. So 2005 to 7 years, how much? 2012.
No.
Okay, 110. Okay, so we can install 2012 on 2019, but these are the main supported files that will be created under 80, 90, 110 folder. So by default, you install any instance. Okay, you can see 80, 90, 110 folders. Okay, like, and the supported files will be installed client SDK. The client features, whatever you installed client features will be created under this folder. Now you can see there are two folders. So which one is default instance? Which one is named instance, guys?
Last one is default.
Default, which is the named if batch 53 is a named instance.
Very good.
Yeah.
So all the
Yeah, the
default
last one.
instance, yeah, all the default instance files will be stored in this folder. As you can see, okay, MS SQL Server, all the named instance data files, log files, and all will be stored in this folder. So you can see here, okay, I'll tell you, I'll explain all these files. What are those files? Why it will be created? When it will be created? Everything will be discussed there. So now, without connecting to SSMS, how can you check how many instances installed in this machine? What are the versions of those machines? Without connecting to SSMS, how can we check how many instances installed in this machine? What are the versions of those instances? How can we check, guys?
With the help of folder.
That's it. That's it. You know the answer. You can see the answer on the screen. So 15.0, 2019, both are 2019 versions. How many instances? Two folders, two instances.
Two instances.
Clear, guys? So without opening SSMS, how to check the version? Which version installed? How many instances installed? Without opening the services.msc also, you can check here. Clear? Everyone, is it clear, guys? Are we good now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So take a break, come back after 15 minutes and we'll discuss other things, okay? Any questions, guys, till now? Any questions, anything?
No, Shanmukh.
Yeah, okay. Okay, chalo. So now let's discuss this, okay? Management Studio. So we just installed SQL Server, right? So to connect to the SQL Server, we need one tool, okay? To connect to the SQL Server, we need one tool The tool is called SSMS. Okay, yeah, SSMS. Okay, SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, SQL Server Management Studio. So we'll use this tool to connect to the running instances. Okay, only running instances we can connect, guys. If the instance is not running, we cannot connect. Right. So this was actually introduced, this tool was actually introduced in, any idea which year they introduced this tool? In SQL Server 2005, they introduced this management studio tool. So before 2005, Shanmukh, how they are going to access the SQL Server then? Okay. In 2000 means before 2005 means SQL Server 2000, right? They used it to use Query Analyzer. Okay, Query Analyzer is a tool. Using this tool, we can connect to the SQL Server 2000 instances. Later, it was changed to Management Studio, guys. Okay, so from 2005 onwards, it was changed to Management Studio. So it was introduced in the year of 2005 with a 2005 version. Okay, so up to 2016, SQL Server 2016, up to SQL Server 2016, up to SQL Server 2016, I'm sorry, this SSMS tool is inbuilt tool. This is an inbuilt tool. Inbuilt tool means what? When you install the SQL Server, there is one shared feature called management tools. Up to 2016, you can see this option. Okay, now in 2017, 2019, you don't see this actually. Up to 2016 installations, there is an option called management tools. If you install this management tools, if you select this management tools in the feature selection screen, automatically Management Studio will be installed. Till which version, guys? Till 2000, actually 2014. From 2016 onwards, it was separated. Okay, so from 2016 onwards, it was separated, guys. SSMS was separated. Separated means what? Like you have to download it separately and install it manually. Okay, earlier up to 2014, when you choose management tools option in the feature selection screen, automatically Management Studio was installed. But from 2016 onwards, once the SQL Server installation is done, you have to download Management Studio separately and you have to install it separately, guys. Okay, so chalo, let me show you how to download Management Studio, okay, from the Google. Simply type SSMS download. Okay, SSMS download. So if you can see here from Microsoft.com, you are trying to download, open this first link, and like how we are having versions of the SQL Server, in the same way, every tool will have version, right? Zoom is also having version. The tool that you are using, Oracle VirtualBox, is also having version, right? Correct? 6.0, 7.0. Right, where we can see about the VirtualBox, we can see the version 6.0 I'm using. You might use 6.1. Every software component will have a version, guys. So SSMS is also a tool, right? So SSMS is also having a version number. So generally, very rarely to check whether you are a genuine or fake guy, very, very rarely. I guess till now, maybe 2 or 3 interviews asked this, or maybe 5 interviews. What is the version of SSMS that you are using? People will confuse here. SSMS version is different, SQL Server version is different, guys. You cannot tell 2016, 2019 and all. SSMS version is different. Okay, so what is the version of the SSMS? Generally 18, 19. See, the latest version of SSMS is 19.3. Before that, you can use the 18.x, 18.7. So from 16 onwards, we have versions in the SSMS 16 onwards. But the latest version is SSMS 19.3. That is the latest version. So you can just simply click on this link. Nothing will be there. Just click on the link. It will be started, guys. Download is started. Okay, so nothing will be there. No need to select any other extra options and all. Simply click on the download button automatically. Okay, it will be downloaded. You can see here SSMS setup ENU. Already I have downloaded, but I'm going to show you how to download it. Okay, so like this, the tool will be down. And sometimes they are going to ask you, what is the size of the SSMS? What is the size of the SSMS? In the organization, regularly will install SQL Server and regularly will install SSMS, guys. So while copying, at least in one scenario, we'll see the size of the file, right? Why? Because we'll see the size of the file and we'll calculate, okay, how much time it will take to copy. So if they are asking, what is the version of the SSMS? What is the size of the SSMS tool? What is your answer, guys? So version you can tell anything between 18 to 19. Okay, 18 version you can tell 18, 18.1, 19.3 like that. What size?
647 MB.
No need to tell exact size. You can tell them 500 to 600 MB. Why? Because if you tell exact size, we cannot remember a lot of things we have to remember. How can we remember the SSMS size setup is 6? This version might be 647 MB, maybe 18.x, maybe 560 MB, 600 MB, 700 MB. You can tell the rough figure, maybe 600 to 700 or 600 to 800 MB, like that you can tell the rough figure. No need to tell exact figure. If you tell exact figure, they might get a doubt. Okay, so she's reading from somewhere. She's searching in Google. He's searching in the Google. So that's why don't tell exact figure. Tell them 600 to 700 MB, 800 MB. And what is the size of the SQL server then? What is the size of the SQL server MB? SQL server? How much? How much? Someone said the answer.
1 GB approx.
4 to 5 GB.
4 to 5 GB. So wrong answer.
1 GB approx.
1 to 2.
That's it. 1 to 1.5 GB. Okay, so Windows Server version is 4 to 5 GB, guys. Windows Server version is 4 to 5 GB. But let me show you. Let me show you here. Okay, and Windows Server version they don't ask. Why? Because we don't install Windows Server, right? Windows Server version they don't ask. Okay, media. Yeah, media. Right. So if you see here, what is the size? You can see the size here. This is 2017. What is the size? 2019. What is the size?
Yeah, it is 1 to 2 GB.
Roughly 1 GB, 1.3, 1.4, up to 1.5 you can tell. If you tell 4 GB, 5 GB, okay, this guy doesn't have any real-time experience. These are some non-technical things. This is actually a technical thing, but no one will expect they'll ask questions like this. But you're keeping 5 years of experience. So definitely in 5 years, at least 10, 20 servers or 30, 40 servers, on an average, at least 30 servers you are going to install. Hundreds of times you are going to patch the servers in 4, 5 years of experience. Right? So definitely, if you work really, definitely you can tell the answers. So the people, those who are having genuine experience only can tell these answers, guys. Okay, but they might can expect, they might can ask the questions like this also. So be prepared, guys. Okay. Chalo, now I just downloaded SSMS, right? So it was in the downloads folder. So now what I can do, right click, simply copy the download, I mean to say SSMS, and you can just go to the server and just paste it on the desktop of the server. In the organization, from where we are going to copy, guys? Are we going to download regularly for every server?
No, the share path.
All these important softwares will be in the shared location. So we'll simply access the shared location in the organization and we'll open the shared path and then we'll copy the SSMS from shared path to the server. I have a quick question for all of you. Can I install SQL Server in the pen drive or external hard disk? Guess it. Pen drive, my pen drive size is 32 GB. Can I install SQL Server in the pen? Means when you attach pen drive, you will get a drive, right? When you attach pen drive to your computer, it will get a drive letter. Definitely it should allocate a drive letter. Check it once. Okay, so a drive will be created. A temporary drive will be created. So can I install SQL Server in the temporary drive?
Yes.
No,
Guess
No,
it.
no, no.
Guess it.
no, because of services are will not accept. I think.
It's not
No.
an operating system.
So SQL Server needs a fixed storage, fixed drives, not like a pen drive or external hard disk. We cannot do that. Okay, we cannot install it. Don't allow us. And the drives shouldn't be compressed drives. Sometimes compressed drives also will be there. If any compression is enabled on the drives, then SQL Server installation will be failed. And the drive should be read-write drives, not read-only drives. If the drive is only read-only drive, it cannot write the data, right? So it cannot create the folders. So the installation will be failed. So SQL Server installation will be done on fixed read-write uncompressed drives. So sometimes maybe if you are using an old machine, maybe Windows people they might enable some compression on the drives. They might enable some read-only operations on the drives. Okay, they might enable some encryption on the drives. In such scenario, installations will be failed. These are possible reasons. Sometimes installation will be failed because of these reasons also. The drive is not fixed drive. If it is a mount point, I mean to say mount point also you can install, but the drive should be fixed drives. Okay, so if the drive is not fixed drives, if the drive is a read-only drive, the drive is compressed drive. Okay, so encrypted drive. In all these scenarios, the installations will be failed, guys. Okay, right. So now the SSMS is copied right to the server. So very simple to install. Right click, run as administrator. You don't find any options like SQL Server, guys. No options, only one option called install button. You have to simply select the install button. That's it. Right? Can you see, guys, now? Management Studio 19. See, release 19. So when you're regularly in the organization, if you are installing Management Studio, definitely you can see the version, right? You cannot skip this. So that's why to check whether you are genuine person or not, they will ask questions like this. Okay, technically. So just click on install button. That's it. That is enough, guys. No need of any extra options, any extra settings.
Hey, Shenmukh, I have one question here.
Yes, Sudhir.
Yeah, if we install when the upgrade patching is there, at that time only we have to do this all.
Which one I'm not getting, Sudhir?
After first we have to install this one with the help of a shared path. After that, when the upgradation is there, at that time only again we have to do this process again.
Which process?
SSMS and SQL Server.
I'll tell you. See, when you upgrade, no need to see. I'll tell you. You'll get the clarity. There is a detailed explanation on the SSMS. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys?
I have one question. Is this SQL Server listen on a specific port or?
Yes. I'll tell you. SQL Server should listen. Every software should listen a specific port.
So every instance will listen on separate ports?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
I'll tell you. That is called the default port. 1433 is the default port for a default instance. Named instances will listen from a dynamic port, custom ports.
Okay.
I'll show you where to check the port, how to change the port. Okay, don't worry. I'm going to explain all these things. Right, so let it install, guys. It will take time, so let it be. So let's discuss about the SSMS now. SSMS is a shared copy, guys. Shared feature. Okay, SSMS is a shared feature. So how many copies can install in one machine if it is shared feature? How many copies?
Only one copy. Only one.
If it is shared feature, always only one copy is enough. Okay, always one copy is enough. Shanmukh, you installed 2 instances, right? So 2 are 2019. So if I install 2022, again for 2022, do I need to install separate SSMS? What is the answer?
And no need.
Same answer. Services, browser service is there, VSS writer is there. If you install 2022 also, again It don't create one more browser. It don't create one more BSS writer. Why? Because they are shared features. One copy is enough. In the same way, SSMS is also one copy is enough in the whole Windows machine. You can connect any version instances. SSMS will help you to connect, right? To connect to the instances. Any version of instances. Okay. So any version, whatever it is, 2012, 2014, 2016, 2017, 2019, 2022, 2000, 2005, 8, 8R2, whatever version it is, you can connect using one SSMS. Clear, guys? So generally, before 2014, I told you, right, SSMS is a inbuilt copy in the software. So before 2014, I mean to say up to 2014, when you install 2008, one SSMS will be installed. When you install 2008 R2, another SSMS will be installed. When you install 2012, another SSMS copy will be installed. When you install 2014, another SSMS will be installed. So in a machine, if 4 different versions are there, how many SSMS are going to be installed, guys, up to 2014? Up to 2014, how many SSMS? Depends upon the number of versions. Okay. If you have 4 instances up to 2014, 4 SSMS will be installed up to 2014. So 4 SSMS means it is going to create extra pressure on virtual machine, right? They are going to use virtual machine RAM, virtual machine memory, virtual machine resources and all. So that's why to improve the performance of the SSMS, what they did is they separated the SSMS from 2016 onwards. Is it clear, guys? They separated SSMS from 2016 onwards. So one copy of SSMS is enough. In that one copy, you can connect to any version of the SQL server. Everyone, is it clear or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Done. So now, Shanmukh, you said we can connect any version. Yes, yes, please.
Any older version, the last most can be connected with the latest version of SSMS.
That's what. That is my next point. So Shanmukh, you said we can connect any version of SQL server in any version of SSMS, right? So can we connect, or any challenges are there? So let me explain that. The answer is yes, you can connect. You can connect any version of SQL server in any version of SSMS. The answer is yes, but there are some challenges. What are those challenges? I'll tell you. So, for example, in one Windows machine up to 2014, imagine I installed 2008, 2008 R2, 2012, 2014. So in each version, you will get one SSMS, right? SSMS, one more SSMS, one more SSMS, one more SSMS. So now you opened 2014 SSMS. Okay, 2014 SSMS you opened. You can connect all these instances in the 2014 SSMS. Clear, guys? Everyone, till now it's clear. Now you opened 2008 SSMS. Can we connect to 2014 server and 2008 SSMS? Can we connect?
Yes.
No.
Just now we discussed it, right? We can connect. We can connect any version of SSMS, any version of SQL service is going to allow you to connect. But when your SSMS, please be muted for Hannah. Right. So the challenge is, if your SSMS version is higher version, and if you are connecting lower version of SQL servers, no issues. No issues at all. But if your version, SSMS version is lower version, and you are connecting higher version of SQL server, higher version features won't be visible in lower version SSMS. Are you getting the point? Are you getting the point, guys? For example, there is a feature called always on. Okay, there is a feature called always on. It's an excellent feature, high availability feature. This was introduced from 2012. This was introduced from 2012. But when you open 2008 SSMS, you should be able to connect to 2012. Okay, but in the 2008 SSMS, if you connect 2012, always on feature won't work, guys. You can't see always on feature. Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Guys, you can connect any version of SQL server in any version of SSMS. That is true, no doubt about it. And you can connect lower version SQL servers in the higher version. Lower to higher will work perfectly fine without having any issues. But higher to lower, when you connect a 2014 instance in 2008, higher version features won't be visible in lower version SSMS. Clear? For example, you connect 2014 instance in 2012 SSMS. But in 2014, any new features are there, that features you cannot be visible in 2012 SSMS. Are you getting clear, guys?
Yes.
Right? So that is the challenge we have. So 2016, I mean to say from 2016 onwards, SSMS is separated, right? So the same challenges we have. You can use 18 dot version, 19 dot version of SSMS, but you have to be very careful. Okay, so in case if it is latest versions, no issues. I mean to say, one SSMS is there, you don't get multiple SSMS. But if you are in the old machine, when you type SSMS, you'll get a lot of management studios. So you have to be make sure, try to always open higher version SSMS only. So how to check Shanmukh higher version SSMS? So you said like we'll get a lot of SSMS, but how to check which one is higher version SSMS? I'll tell you. Okay. Right. Go to the server, check whether installation is done or not. It is still in progress. And someone asked this question. Who is that? So is it clear your doubt? Is your doubt clear related to SSMS?
Yes, Shanmukh, it's clear.
Yeah. Okay. Doris?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Done.
I'm here, sir.
Yeah. Any questions?
In general, what you would like to say about this compatibility of SQL Server and SSMS?
What? I'm not getting you, Prashant. What?
In general, what will how will match that whether it will be compatible or not? Means after 2016 and before that.
How you will match
Any
means I'm not getting you.
Any SSMS will support any SQL server.
Correct. That is true.
That is true.
Yes.
But lower version of higher version of SQL server will not support the backward version of SSMS.
It's not like will not support. Only features won't work if you are connecting.
Okay. Features will not work. Otherwise, running will work.
Everything will work. See, again, I'm saying there is no dependency for SQL Server on SSMS. Again, I'm saying if you don't have SSMS also, still SQL Server is up and running. When I installed SSMS just now, right? But in the morning itself, I just shown you the services, right? So SQL Server will never depends on SSMS. Again, I'm saying people will think that SSMS is SQL Server, SSMS and SQL Server both are same. No, SQL Server is a software. SSMS is a tool. Are you getting the point, guys? Both are different. So if you close SSMS, nothing will happen to SQL Server. Nothing will happen. Why? Because it's just a tool to connect to the server. But server is keep running in the backend, right? So there is no dependency for SSMS on SQL Server, guys. So even though if there is some servers, there will be no SSMS. They don't install SSMS. That doesn't mean SQL Server won't work properly. No, not at all. Don't think like that. SQL Server will be connected to the application. SSMS just to run the queries. Are you getting the point, guys? Is it clear, everyone?
Yes.
Right. So let me explain you this. Okay, it is one more important point that there is drive. Hima, any questions?
No, Shanmukh.
Okay, fine. Fine. Let me open this. So in the organization, how the SSMS functionality will be, I'll tell you. In the organization, it's the same functionality, but I'll explain. I'll add one more point.
So Shanmukh, if I run any command and SSMS, I just close the SSMS and I keep
will
on.
happen. I'll tell you there are some things that you have to keep in mind while closing the SSMS. If the transactions are still running, you are inserting 1 million records by triggering an insert statement. That is still running. Currently in your current session, it is running. If you close SSMS, that will be cancelled. Okay, so will be discussed. All these challenges will be discussed. So don't worry. Okay, so let me go to this.
Can we connect without SSMS?
We can connect using command prompt. We can connect.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. In the organization, this is batch 50. Okay. Let me open batch 53. Now listen carefully. SSMS. I'm just discussing about SSMS. Imagine this is your organization. Imagine this is your data center where the servers are created. Okay. Data center. Data center means, what is data center, guys?
Storing the collection of servers.
Collection of servers. Very good. Okay. Chalo. So now it is US data center means maybe in the New York City, we have one building. There actually my company is managing some servers. Imagine. SQL servers, everything is created. As it is a virtual machine, people can access from anywhere in the world, right? Correct? As it is a virtual machine, people can access anywhere in the world. Right. How developers will connect? Okay. So now this is one SSMS, this is one SQL server, another SQL server, another SQL server. 4 SQL servers are there. So actually, we are going to install SSMS in this Windows machine. This is Windows machine, and in the Windows machine, SQL server is installed. So we'll install one SSMS in each Windows machine. We can install. Okay, we can install. Why? Because DBS will always log into the Windows machine. From there, they will open SSMS, like what I'm doing now. Okay, but developers, they will also connect to the server directly every time. No, developers, they don't do like that. Developers, SSMS will be installed in their local laptop. Management Studio will be installed in their local laptop, the laptop that was given by the company. Developers, they will open the laptop initially. Once the ship started, they will just type SSMS, they will open SSMS, and they will give this server name. Imagine batch 53, this is batch 53. Okay, and in this SSMS, they will give this server name. Are you getting the point, guys? Means this is a tool. This tool can be installed in the user's laptop. From this SSMS, they can connect to this SQL server directly without entering into the Windows server. Are you getting the point? Are you getting the point, guys? So
Yes.
only SSMS will be installed. Once their work is completed, their SSMS will be closed. They'll shut down their laptop. Nothing impacted, right? Why? Because your server is running in some other data center. So is it going to impact if the user closed his SSMS and if the user shut down his laptop?
No, sir.
No impact, nothing. Simply that is a tool. That is a tool actually. So they can open SSMS, they can connect to the server somewhere in the world. Once their work is completed, once they ran the queries, they will close the SSMS and they are going to shut down their laptops. That's how it is going to work. So SSMS is a separate tool. So in the organization, in user's laptop, Windows team is going to install SSMS. We are not responsible to install SSMS in the user's laptop. Why? Because only admins can install softwares in the user's laptop. So we are not the admins in the Windows level. We are the admins in the server level. Okay. In these servers we can install whatever we want, but in the user's laptop we cannot install whatever we want. So if someone is coming to you, hey Shanmugh, can you please install SSMS in my laptop? What is your answer? What should be your answer?
Not my work.
Team will do it.
Correct. Hi, I'm sorry to say this. Don't tell this is not my work. Don't know to whom you have to ask. Do you know who am I? Don't tell like that. So you tell them that politely. I'm sorry. I'm from DBA team. We are not responsible for this activity. Please check with the Windows team. They are going to help you out. Why? Because the other person can be a director. The other person can be a vice president. The other person can be a manager, senior manager. So you cannot tell. I don't know. Like this is not my work. This is not my work. You cannot tell like. So you can simply tell, okay, Windows team is responsible to install Management Studio in your laptop. Please check with the Windows team. Like that, you can tell them. Clear, guys, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Shanmugh, I have one doubt here.
Yes, please.
You told to from the user laptop to connect with the help RDP or else how they will connect with
User,
server.
they don't. I told you, right? At a time to this server, how many people can connect?
Number of
max. We've already discussed. At a time, how many people can connect to the Windows server through RDP?
Maximum 2 people, sir.
Two people. But in my company, 100 developers are there. Everyone will continuously work on the databases. How these 100 developers will connect? It's not like 2 people in a shift, right? Only 2 people. So how they are going to connect?
Through SSMS.
Through
SSMS that was installed in their local laptop. So DBAs and Windows admin staff, admin team, Windows admin, network admin, storage admin, database admin, they are going to log into the machine directly through RDP. But others will use SSMS only to connect to the SQL Server and databases.
Sir, we have the access to servers.
We should have.
Just we give it to the access to the users.
Correct. Correct. That's it. Very good. So this person has to connect to the SQL Server, right? So imagine user. Imagine this guy is a DBA. He will have access to SQL Server. Then this guy will give access to this guy. So this guy is able to connect to this server through SSMS. He's a DBA. He will give access to this guy. Hey, as per your roles and responsibilities, you have to work with the databases, right? Okay. This guy will request a permission. Hey, DBA team, can you please give me access to Batch53 so-and-so database? Okay, we'll check whether we have approvals there or not. Okay, chalo, we'll give access to this guy. Imagine he is something like any Mark. Imagine he's Mark. Mark is a developer. Okay, so Mark is accessing the request. Mark is requesting the access. Okay, so we'll give the access to Mark. So Mark is able to connect to the SQL Server. So that is the responsibility of the DBA. So DBA team will be there. In each SQL Server, then only they can give access to others. Then only they can perform their DB activities like backups, restores, permissions, HADR setup. Clear, guys? Is it clear now?
Yes, it's clear.
Everyone?
Sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Largo. Rishikesh, yeah, tell me.
Sir, one side we are saying that only 2 people can connect. But that DBA is giving access to multiple users. So how can it possible?
Again, you are not listening or you are not concentrating. DBAs only will connect to the server directly. So direct connection will allow only 2 connections, but developers will connect through the SSMS in their local laptop. So this they don't connect. See, Windows machine is different, SQL Server is different. Don't confuse here. So Windows machine allow only 2 remote connections, but developers, they are not connecting to Windows machine. They are directly connecting to the SQL Server. From their local laptop, they are directly connecting to the SQL server, guys. It is not allowing to drag up to SQL, it is not allowing, but they don't connect to Windows server. They don't log into Windows server. They'll directly connect to SQL server.
Means they're not connecting to the machine where the server is installed.
Yes. They are not connecting to the machines. They are connecting to the SQL server. So
Okay,
it will allow 32,000 connections. So Shanmukh, how many users like this can connect at a time? 32,000 users can connect at a time. Okay, guys, is it
okay,
everyone?
got it.
Only admin team, Windows admin, DB admin, network admin, storage admin, they will log into the Windows machines directly. But all other users, developers and all, they'll connect through SSMS only. So we will also use SSMS. That's why we'll install one SSMS copy in the server. Why? Because we have to give the permissions to this guy. How we can give the permission? That is an activity. Without SSMS, how can I give the permission? So I should have an SSMS to run the query to give the permissions. So
Yes.
in each machine, SSMS will be there. This SSMS will be used by DBS. But this SSMS will be used by developers. Which SSMS? This SSMS. Clear, guys? Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sure.
Sir, is there any restrictions to the users? Data is sent to know.
Yes, there are lot of restrictions. We don't allow users. If user is asking access on server level, we'll give server level. If you need access on database level, we'll give database level. If you need access on the table level, we'll give only table level access. So you can see only one table. He cannot access other tables.
Yes, sir. Junior developers, they don't know to.
Yes. So we can access based on their roles and responsibilities. So it's not like unlimited access where they can access, everyone can access everything. No.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, are we good now? Right. So now you can see once the installation of SSMS, it will ask you to restart. Okay, just restart it. So I'll just, once the machine is back, I'm going to show you how to open SSMS. Then we are going to close the session for now. Okay, and in the evening we'll discuss creating the database internals, and then slowly we'll discuss how to create tables and all, and then we'll continue. So the machine is restarted now. So let's wait for some time. We can see the status here. Here you can see.
I have one doubt here. DBA team only create the tables, no?
No, actually no. We don't create tables. Tables will be created from the application side. Application side, if they are trying to access, users are trying to access, that will be created from the application. That is one thing. Developers will create the tables as per their requirements. That is another thing. So DBS will never create any tables. But you should know how to create tables, how to read the data from the tables, how to insert the records in the table. So
with the help of commands, DML.
Correct. So basic T-SQL we are going to discuss. Developers are going to create complex queries, complex tables, and also they need development knowledge. But DBA, we don't involve in such kind of creating tables, inserting the records, writing complex queries. If you want, that's an added advantage. You can learn extra things. No one is going to stop you. But for DBS, it's not mandatory, and no one will ask you to do that as well. Okay, no one will ask you to do hey, create the table. In case if still someone is asking us, you can tell them, hey, can you please provide the script for this? They will ask you, some user, he don't have permissions to create the table. They might ask, hey, DB team, can you please create this table? What we have to do? Sure, we can help you on that. Can you please send me the script? Developer will give you the script, copy paste the script in the SSMS. Just click execute button, the script will be executed and it will create the tables. That's it. I'll tell you in the evening session. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Right, so far, are we good?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right. So how to open SSMS, guys?
Right click and run as administrator.
Right click.
That is setup file, right?
Let's see what we can see here. The same mistakes students will do. So that's why I'm opening the SSMS setup file again. So people, what they'll do, guys, generally students while practicing, they'll install the SSMS for the first time successfully. And guys, one more thing, if you install SQL Server, immediately if you're trying to install SSMS, it will ask you for the restart, okay? After installation of SQL Server, restart it, okay? So otherwise, you cannot proceed. Now see here. So they will send a screenshot to me like this. Shanmukh, I cannot see install button. I can see repair uninstall button. Shanmukh, what I have to do now? You don't see install button. Why? You have already installed, right? So that's why if you open setup file again means what? Maybe there is an issue with the SSMS or you are trying to uninstall. So that's why you can see these options. So if you already installed the SSMS, yeah. If you already installed SSMS, if you are trying to open setup file again, it will show you these options. This is actually not correct. You already installed SSMS, right? Okay, again, don't open the setup file. People will open the
Windows type SSMS.
This is a setup file. This is not SSMS tool. This is just a setup file. So go to this Windows. Okay.
Right, SSMS.
So I told you, right, in case if many versions are there, 2008, 8R2, 12, 14, if many versions are there, how do I identify which version SSMS it is? When you install SQL servers of different versions, in the start button, you can see folders for each version. Okay, so if you have 2008, 8R2, 12, 14, so you can see folders 2012, 2014, 2008, 8R2 like this. So click on the respective version, you can see Management Studio here. This is one way of opening the tool. Okay, guys, this is one way of opening the tool. Second way is open this SSMS. Click on the Windows icon, type SSMS. Okay, so you can see the Management Studio directly like this. Okay, this is another way. In previous versions, there is a shortcut in the run SSMS in previous versions. Maybe 2016, up to 2016, in the run you can type SSMS, but it won't work here. In the latest version, the SSMS shortcut in the run we won't work here, guys. Okay, simply what you have to do, you have to either type SS. Simply SS is enough. Okay, here it is not coming. Generally, if you type SS also, you'll get see. If you type M, it is okay. So now, so generally, if you type SSMS here, you can see, or you can directly access from the Windows icon folder, Microsoft Server Tools 19. So if you can click on this tool, then automatically Management Studio will be open. So like this, you have to open, guys. In previous versions, like 2012, 2014, 2008, 8R2, in the run, you can type SSMS.
मेरे भोलेनाथ कृपा
Yes, again I'm saying, please don't worry. It's not a rocket science, very easy. But if you watch any new sessions for the first time, it will be like this only, any technology for the first time. So you have the access to the videos, okay? Keep watching it, keep watching it, keep watching it. That's why I'm explaining each and every point very clearly. Even minute point also I'm taking care of it. Why? Because these are some common mistakes people will do in the organization. So don't think this is a very vast subject and all. Yes, this is vast, but up to 5-6 years, okay, you can easily manage with this training, guys. Again, Nothing to worry. Again, just go and watch the video and parallelly try to practice it. Everything will be cleared. Okay, so nothing to worry, guys. So like this, it will open. So next, in the next session, we'll discuss each and everything: database engine, server name, how to give server name, authentication. Okay, so we'll discuss every value, and then I'll show you how to connect. In generally, you can give the server name here, and you can click connect, guys. So if server is up and running, then it will be connected, guys. Okay, so how to check whether it's up and running or not?
Services.
So we are not, now we'll get the error for sure. Why? Because it don't take this much time to connect. It will connect immediately, or maybe 2-3 seconds. So if it is still taking time, means you can directly go and check services. That as we have restarted, right? See, we are getting this error. So in what scenario we'll get this big error? We have already discussed, right? If the server is not running, if the server name is wrong, in all these scenarios we'll get that error. So see, this is the error, right? So now you can see all SQL services are not running actually. So that's why when I'm trying to connect to the batch53, it is throwing the error. See, batch53 it is throwing the error. Why? Why? Because service is not running. So right click, guys, in the organization you don't need to do like this. Okay, in the organization it will be up and running. In case because of some issues, if Windows machine is restarted, then you have to check SQL services started or not running or not. If it is not running, simply go and check, and you can directly start it. Okay, so now you can try again. Click OK and click connect again. You should be able to connect this time. See, it was connected. You can see the connected instance here in this Object Explorer section. See, everything is clearly visible once the connection is established, guys. Chalo. So that's it for now. So in the evening class, we'll discuss about all these things in the SSMS, what kind of controls are there, how to open a query window, how to run a query, how to execute a query, how to parse the query, how to check the query is correct or not. Okay, how to open a query window, like all these things will be discussed in the next session, guys. Chalo, questions?
Yes, sir. I have a concern.
Yes, Doris.
Yes, sir. When I did my .NET version, I know, like you said, it is not for us to worry that it is the window things, but I just wanted to ask that I was only able to get 3.5 and include .20
Okay.
and 3.0.
Means you have attached the operating system, right?
Yes.
Okay, so why is it not showing 4.7?
No.
Can you try installing in the roles and features from the server manager?
Okay.
So if you go and check, let me share the screen again. This is the server manager. And
some features.
Yeah. So this add roles and features. Next. See whether it is Shanmukh.
Yes.
How do I know whether .NET framework is installed or not? If it was showing check mark here, we can easily identify this was installed. Okay, so you can see here 4.7 also selected during the installation time. See, these are options are already selected. You can see here. So during the installation, you have to select these features. Okay. Yeah. Fine, guys.
All right, I'll try it again. Thank you.
Try again. No problem. Any other questions, guys?
Sir, while installing, we have default parameter, named instance, that is default instance, named instance.
Correct. Yeah.
In the default instance, while you are selecting certain options like fixed, like options we are getting Python so many number of
extra
options we are
features.
selecting.
Yes, extra features. Yes.
Extra features. We particularly didn't know any period idea about those.
Forget about it. See,
extra features.
whatever components that we are going to use, those features only we are going to select. We are not responsible. We don't install Python like this in the organization. There is a separate way of installing Python. There is a separate way of installing R programming. Generally, we don't use this setup. We'll use this setup only to choose SQL Server and related components like SSIS, RSAS. Mostly, we'll install only these components. Whatever other components, that is the feasibility that is Microsoft is giving. If you want, you can install, but that doesn't mean you should know each component. Not required. So as a DBA, we are responsible only for SQL DBA. Yeah, SQL.
Class over.
Okay, but we have selected 4 to 5 options, some additional features. No, this is the thing which we have to do in the organization.
Yes, of course, everything same as the organization. In the organization also, whatever I selected, same features you have to select. Not even extra one.
Okay, what? Okay, what's the work we have done? Exact replica will be done in the organizations, right?
Exact same thing as it is. You have to select. Otherwise, I can simply select 2-3 features and I can leave it. So why we are selecting is in the organization the same features we are going to select.
Okay, sure.
So class is over.
Yeah, class is over.
Okay, thank
you. Yeah, if you use extra features means the billability will be more to.
Yes, that will be billable.
Due to that reason.
Correct. We'll get more bill. Yeah. Okay. Chalo guys. Are we good? Any questions? Okay. Fine.
When you have some free time, can you please share the recordings? I'm not able to see in my.
I'll check that one. Why you don't have access? I'm going to check it. Okay. I'm not sure I gave you the access for everyone, but might be something is blocking. I'll check and I'll update you.
All right. Good night, sir.
Yeah. Good night, Doris. Bye.
Shanmugh, when we are practicing, do we need to create both named instance and default instance?
Not required. So to practice more, I just created. I mean to say, you will have a doubt, right? How to install named, how to install default instance. So I just shown you two.
Okay.
If you install, it will be good for you. Not an issue. It's not mandatory.
Okay, Shanmugh.
Yeah.
Okay, Shanmugh.
Yeah. Okay, guys. We'll connect in the evening, 7 p.m. IST. Bye.
Thank you, Shanmugh.